Hello and welcome to
Samba Drumming Episode 2 with Tim
and Dave.
Now Tim is going to lead this session, so I'll say goodbye for now. Press pause on the video and get yourselves into a circle. Then press play and we'll do the first exercise.
We're going to start this session with a little warm-up game that we call the name game. It uses the pulse like we discussed in our introductory video. To start the exercise, we're going to count round in our circle. The first person would say number 1, the second number 2, the third number 3, and the fourth number 4. When you get to the fourth person, we then go all the way back to number 1 and we start again. Now we've got a metronome that we've set to 80 beats per minute to help us on this piece. It's just a warm-up exercise. It doesn't have to be that fast. It can be as fast or as slow as you like. Dave, can you start the metronome? Your teacher could keep a gentle pulse going, whether that's by clapping or just on a small percussion instrument. Either way is fine. The first exercise is just counting round a circle, like this. 1,
2,
3,
4.
Now press pause and have a go and see if you can get all the way around your circle, just counting to 4, then back to 1. This time, what we want you to do is the person that said number 1 and the person that said number 1 only, we want them to say their name. Numbers 2, 3 and 4 continue to say their numbers. It should work something like this. Tim.
2,
3,
4.
Now the trick to keeping this circle going is to make sure you've got the really nice steady pulse that helps you stay in time. The idea of it is to stay in time together all the way around your circle. Brilliant! Did you get all the way around your circle? This time we're going to ask number 2s to say their name. So number 1s, number 3s and number 4s will say their numbers. Something like this. 1,
Dave.
3,
4.
Now press pause and see if you can get round your circle with just number 2 saying their name. Did you get round your circle with number 2s? Brilliant if you did. If you didn't, you can always try again. Now this time we want to try number 3s. So number 1s, number 2s and number 4s will say their numbers. Number 3s will say their name. Like this. 1,
2,
Tommy.
4.
Press pause and have a go. See if you can get number 3s. Now number 3s are a little tricky. Now let's try our final number. Number 4s, name only. So number 1s, number 2s, number 3s, on numbers, number 4s, say your name. Something like this. 1,
2,
3.
Daza.
Now press pause and see if you can get all the way around circle with number 4s. Did you manage number 4s? Now I've got a challenge for you. The challenge is to get all the way around the circle 5 times in total. The first time you go around the circle, it's numbers only. Everybody on numbers. The second time you go around the circle, it's number 1s saying their name only. The third time round the circle, it's number 2s. The fourth time round the circle, it's number 3s. And the fifth time round the circle, it's number 4s. See if you can make it all the way around your circle 5 times without any mistakes. It should look something like this. 1,
2,
3,
4.
Tim.
2,
3,
4.
1,
Dave.
3,
4.
1,
2,
Tom.
4.
1,
2,
3.
Daz. And remember to keep a pulse going all the way through. Now press pause on the video and see if you can get around the circle 5 times without making any mistakes.
Did you get round the circle 5 times? Fantastic if you did. You can always keep practicing if you didn't. You could try using it at registration or maybe when you come in from your lunch. Now during this episode, we're going to be looking again at our hip hop groove. We're going to take our hip hop groove and add what we call some breaks. By adding a break section or break sections into our groove, it makes our bateria sound really alive.
Let's have a look at what our piece sounded like at the end of the last episode. Take a look. So now we're going to ask you to practice the structure of the piece. Once you've practiced it maybe 1 or 2 times, try doing a rotation. Here's a quick reminder of what a rotation is. The surdos will move forward to the tamburims. The tamburims will move forward to the bells forward to the ganzas, and the ganzas walk down the side and go onto the surdos. That's a rotation. So once you feel comfortable with the structure, try doing a rotation. Then try the entire structure again. Good luck!
Welcome back! So, how is your bateria sounding now? I bet it sounds fantastic. You can always try again if there's things that didn't quite work. Press pause, rewind, and have another go.
Let's add some breaks into our hip-hop groove. Breaks can come in a variety of different styles and different scenarios. During this episode, we're going to work on 3 different breaks that will fit into our hip-hop groove.
Now when we're working on breaks, it's really important that every member in the band can see the leader, because they're going to help instruct which breaks we're going to play and when we're going to play them. And to keep things really straightforward, to help us with our structure of our piece, we're going to only do a break section after we've played our groove for the hip hop a number of times. During the demonstrations, we only loop the groove 8 times, but you can feel free to extend that loop. So if you want to do it 16 times and do a break section, feel free. If you want to stick with the video and what we're doing, we're just looping it 8 times before every break section that we play.
Our first break is called the call and response break. The leader will signal the call and response break by pointing at themselves and then pointing at you. And then the leader, or the person with the whistle, blows 4 blows on the whistle while the bateria are playing, and after the 4th blow, the bateria stops and the leader begins the call and response break. There'll be 4 calls and 4 responses, and it'll look something like this. Now press pause and have a go at doing the call and response break. You can do exactly the same calls as we did in the video, or if you feel confident, you can make up 4 different calls and responses. 4 calls, 4 responses. Try it several times.
How did your call and responses go? Did they make it really tough for you? Now if we add that into the structure of our piece, taking our hip hop groove from the beginning, we have our introduction. Following our introduction, we have our looped groove, which may be 8 times or 16 times if you prefer. work it out with your leader as to how many times you're going to loop the groove. Then we have our call and response break, signalled from me to you like that. We then have our groove, again 8 or 16 times depending on you, and then we finish our hip hop groove at this point with our ending. Press pause and have a go at the full structure.
Welcome back. How did it go? I bet it sounded amazing. Remember, if you come across any problems, if things go wrong, it doesn't matter. You can always keep practicing and always just enjoy it and keep having fun.
Now our next break is what we call a section break, and it gives each group within our bateria the chance to perform on their own. We have a signal for this break, and it starts with group number 1. So during your bateria, when you are playing the hip hop groove, you'll see this sign. And that means that your leader only wants group number 1 to play. Group number 2, 3 and 4, you can have a rest, or you can have a little dance. Now we understand that the structure is getting a little bit difficult, so if you want to write the structure down, feel free to do so. You can always move the structure around at some point. For the section break, it will work like this. There'll be 4 blows on the whistle from your leader, with 1 finger bending to signify the start of the break. After the 4th whistle, everybody will stop except for group number 1, and group number 1 will play their groove part for the hip hop all on their own. After the Serders have looped their pattern 4 times, there'll then be another signal, number 2, and the fingers will bend. There'll be another 4 whistles. That's then the sign for tambourines to take over, and tambourines will just play on the offbeat. Again, that will be looped 4 times round their part. We'll then do the same for number 3, and they'll loop their pattern 4 times, and then the same for number 4, and they'll loop their pattern 4 times. Once we've got to the end of the ganza break, you'll see this sign from your leader, meaning we want you to go back into the groove. And the important part when you go back into the groove is that you're all working in time together. The leader of your group will keep their pattern going, whether that's on Keisha or on Repanique. So all the way through you'll be hearing da 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 da, just to help you keep in time. Have a look at what the section break looks like.
Now press pause and have a go at doing just the break section. Try it several times. Good luck! Let's have a look at the structure. If we put that into our piece, it will look something like this. Introduction. Then our groove for 8 loops or 16 loops, it's up to you. Then our call and response break. 4 calls, 4 responses. Then our groove again for 8 or 16 loops. Then our section break. Remember, it's Serdus first, then tambourines, then bells, then ganzas. That's group 1, group 2, group 3 and group 4. Then back into the groove for either 8 or 16 loops. Then our ending. Now press pause and give it a go. Have fun and enjoy it and play in time together. Hello, welcome back. How did you get on with the structure? Did you manage to go all the way through the structure with the breaks and everything? Well done if you did. Now we're going to add a third break. It's called the crescendo break, and it involves dynamics. Dynamics is about being quiet, being loud, taking your audience by surprise, sometimes leaving a gap. Tim's going to explain the crescendo break.
Now, during this break section, the crescendo break section, we're going to use 3 dynamics. We're going to start really, really quiet, which in a musical term we call piano. We're going to increase our volume up to really loud, which we'd call forte. But the actual term for moving from piano up to forte is called a crescendo. Can you say the word crescendo? Let's have a look at the break. Our pattern for the crescendo break is just 7 hits. We all play it together. It's signalled by our leader like this, our piano, and this would be our forte. The leader will give you 4 blows on their whistle to signify the start, and all you've got to do is play 7 hits on all of your instruments, starting from a piano and getting to a forte. When you try it, it should sound something like this. Now press pause on the video and have a go at the crescendo break. Try and start really quiet on note number 1, but then get really loud with a crescendo for note number 7. Give it a go. Good luck!
Hello, welcome back. Did you all work in time together? Fantastic if you did. You must be starting to sound like a really rocking samba band now. Now, if we add that break into our structure, it will look like this. Starting with our introduction, then our groove for 8 or 16 loops, followed by call and response break, 4 calls, 4 responses, followed by groove again. Then it's our section break. Group 1, followed by group 2, followed by group 3, followed by group 4. Then back into the groove. Then it's our crescendo break. Then back into the groove. Then finally our ending. This is what it would sound like through the entire structure. Just watch and listen and count the different sections in your mind while you're watching. Now try doing the entire structure of the piece. Once you're happy with it, or even if you're not happy with it, even if you made some mistakes, try again to do a rotation or 2 rotations, and that way you can get different people trying different instruments. It's up to you how many rotations you do, and it depends on how much time you've got, but just enjoy it, and good luck! Welcome back! Did you get through the whole piece? That's your entire hip-hop groove. Well done! You can always keep practicing if you came across problems or if it didn't work. Remember, practice makes better! After we've said goodbye, we'll post a still screen with a plenary and keywords for your reference for everything we've done in this session.
On the next episode, we're going to be learning a new groove, a groove that we call buy-on, and it will really enhance your bateria. In the meantime, keep practicing through the hip-hop groove. The more that you get used to playing, the easier it's going to be. On the next episode, we're going to be sharing a new piece, a piece we call buy-on. This will really make your bateria stand out and give you some extra skills. In the meantime, remember to keep practicing the hip-hop groove and keep rotating so that everybody gets a chance to play every instrument.
We'll see you all very soon. Goodbye.
Goodbye.